Imagine you're sitting alone in your room, late at night. The whole house is empty. Your family's away, and it's just you. Everything's silent. Until suddenly, you hear footsteps. Slow, heavy, coming closer. You tell yourself it's just your imagination, but the sound gets louder. Then, silence. But you can still hear breathing, right behind you. That's how it all began, in the famous Abou Aouf villa. The same villa that countless people, even actors, said was haunted. Some saw strange figures, others heard voices in the halls. And tonight, I'll tell you everything that happened inside that house. But before we start, if you enjoy true mysteries and real haunted stories, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next story. Now, let's go back to where it all began. It was in 1957. Colonel Ahmed Abou Aouf, father of the Egyptian actor Ezzat Abou Aouf, was looking for a family home in Zamalek, one of Cairo's quietest, most elegant neighborhoods. His wife had found a beautiful villa. It was large, around 2,000 square meters, surrounded by trees and a high fence. From the outside, it looked like a dream home, peaceful, luxurious, and full of charm. But there was one strange detail. The villa was sealed with red wax. It had been closed for decades. No one lived there. No one even entered. Still, Ahmed Abou Aouf thought it was just an old government issue, nothing serious. And because the price was surprisingly cheap, he decided to buy it. The Abou Aouf family moved in. Ahmed, his wife, their children, including little Ezzat, who was only 8, and his baby sister Maha, just 2 months old. Even their grandmother lived with them. At first, everything was fine. For a few weeks, it felt like home. But then, small things began to happen. Ezzat's mother started noticing strange shadows moving across the walls, shapes that disappeared into solid surfaces. She heard whispers late at night, and the faint sound of footsteps in the corridors after midnight. When she checked, everyone was asleep, and yet the sounds continued. One night, while sitting with her mother, the grandmother suddenly screamed. Terrified, she said she'd just seen a man walk out of the kitchen and vanish straight into the wall. From that night, everything changed. It wasn't just one person seeing things anymore. Even the children felt it. Doors would open on their own. Objects moved. The air grew cold at night. Ahmed Abou Aouf didn't believe it at first. He was a military man, rational, fearless, not one to believe in ghosts or jinn. But eventually the evidence became too strong to ignore. He started investigating the villa's history, and that's when he found out the truth. The villa once belonged to a wealthy Jewish-Italian family, the Chicoril family. Specifically, a man named Salomon Chicoril, who owned famous clothing stores across Egypt in the 1920s. He lived in that very villa with his wife and children. One night in 1927, his driver, who had recently been fired, returned for revenge. He brought 3 accomplices, and together they broke into the house to rob it. When Salomon's wife woke up and saw them, they silenced her with chloroform. Then they turned to Solomon. He was stabbed 11 times in his own bedroom. His wife survived long enough to identify them, and the killers were all executed. But not long after she died, in the exact same room where her husband had been murdered. Their eldest son died in the villa too. After that, no one wanted to live there. The government sealed the house. For 30 years, it stayed locked, empty, until the Abou Aouf family moved in. After learning that story, Ahmed still refused to leave. He believed ghosts couldn't harm the living. But the strange things never stopped. One evening, the children were arguing in the living room, each telling the other to fetch a book from their school bag. No one wanted to move. Then, right in front of their eyes, the bag lifted slowly into the air, the book slid out, and floated across the room. That moment, Ezzat Abou Aouf would later say on television, was the moment they all accepted that something beyond reason lived with them. They called priests, imams, even a rabbi, trying every possible blessing and ritual. But all of them said the same thing. The spirits here are peaceful. They won't harm you unless you try to expel them. So the family stayed. They got used to the voices, the shadows, and even the man in black, a dark figure holding a lantern who would appear in the corridors at night. Years passed. The children grew up, and still, the villa remained strange. One night, Ezzat's uncle was visiting. He slept in the same room where Salomon Chicoril had died. At midnight, he heard footsteps, slow, heavy, coming straight toward his door. The sound stopped. He felt someone breathing behind him. When he turned around, he saw the man in black holding a lantern, smiling faintly, before walking straight through the wall. The uncle screamed, and by morning, his hair had turned completely white. He was in his 20s. Years later, actress Yusra visited Ezzat Abou Aouf at the villa. It was late, and Maha asked her to stay the night. While they were talking, they heard footsteps again, moving closer and closer to the bedroom. Yusra asked, "Who's that? Who's walking out there?" Maha calmly replied, "Oh, that's just Chicoril. Don't worry, he won't hurt you." Yusra didn't stay to find out. She grabbed her things, jumped from the balcony, and left the house that very night. Even Ezzat Abou Aouf, who never believed any of it, eventually saw the truth. One night, he was home alone, playing the oud. He was stuck on a melody, so he stopped, left the oud on the chair, and went to the bathroom for a moment. Then he heard it. The oud playing again. Perfectly. The exact melody he'd just forgotten. When he ran out, no one was there. Only the man in black, standing in the corner, smiling. Ahmed grabbed his car keys, ran out of the house, and drove all the way to Alexandria, still in his home clothes. In his panic, he even left the villa doors wide open. When the family returned later, they discovered the villa had been robbed that same night. The Abou Aoufs continued living there for over 50 years, until 2009. They grew up with the ghosts and learned to coexist. Maha and Ezzat both spoke about it openly in TV interviews, confirming every story themselves. So now, I'll ask you this. If you were in their place, could you live in a house like that? Hearing footsteps at night, seeing shadows on the walls, knowing that whatever's there is watching you? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we've only just begun. Even as people were growing more and more curious about the mysterious Villa Chicoril, there was something odd, almost deliberate. Rumors started to spread. Some whispered that the government had been keeping an eye on the property for years. Others claimed that all official documents about ownership and property rights had been quietly sealed off. No one really knew who entered the villa or who left. But one witness said they noticed strange cars coming and going at unusual hours, sometimes late at night. Journalists and researchers trying to dig through the property records kept hitting dead ends. Files disappeared. Records were altered. It was almost as if someone had erased every trace. And so, the villa remained silent, its secrets locked behind walls that had seen far too much. The question lingered in everyone's mind. Was this just another routine government matter? Or something far deeper? Something deliberately hidden from the world? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we've only just begun.